Hi everybody, this is Dane Hansen at Jungie Lincoln Volvo Mazda, coming with a quick walk around here on one of our 2024 Aviators. So today I picked this white Reserve, fully loaded up in our white platinum tri-coat. I think white is just such a good color on Lincolns, especially when you have the jet package. Gives you this black grille and these gorgeous black 22-inch wheels. Lincolns are always really sharp cars, and the Aviator is a personal favorite of mine. So we'll walk all the way around the car real quick. Gonna give you all angles, start at the trunk and then work towards the front. So you can definitely see, love the one-piece solid bar brake light design with the quad exhaust tips. Pretty sharp look. I also love the body color door handles. So a couple different ways to get into the trunk. There's a button that is located over here. There's actually very faintly, you can see the outline of the car with the hitch or the door opening. So there's a button right underneath here, which can kind of get lost sometimes. There's also the button on the key fob, which you just press twice. Power lift gate, because of course Lincoln is a full luxury brand. One thing I do love when it comes to Lincoln, this is American luxury, so lots of space. Pretty big cargo area back here and some storage underneath here. You can see we've got a couple of fuzzies from some of our flags for the 4th of July here. And then over here on this side, you'll notice a couple of buttons. So the 3R stands for third row right, third row left, and then the button in the middle does both. So we're gonna press that to fold these third row seats. Now you'll notice, obviously these do have headrests. The headrests pull up just like that and fold with a pull handle right there. Now, something to be aware of. I've got floor mats sitting up here. So I'm actually gonna move those all the way to the back, because if you try and fold these with floor mats or something in the way, it'll actually get bound up because they fold perfectly flat. So we're gonna go ahead and press this button. It's one press, small delay, then they will kick forward super easy, and you'll notice they fold perfectly flat. So you can fit extra luggage, groceries, whatever you need back here. You can make room for a dog kennel. And then of course you can still have your second row seats up. Adds a lot of versatility. One press of the same button brings both seats back up, and you could fold down just the right side or just the left side as well. Moving up here, so there's the button to close the lift gate. Pretty easy, just press it. The lock button will actually lock all the doors as well. Quick note in here, capless fuel system, gives you little instructions in here. There is a fuel funnel by the spare tire in the trunk area if you ever do have to use it, since this has two flaps. Cool thing with the Aviator compared to most other luxury cars is it actually runs just fine on 87 octane gas. You don't have to spend premium, which is kind of handy. Climb into the second row behind the driver's seat, and first thing you'll notice, giant panoramic sunroof. I even have my own console here. So, cool things with the console. This, of course, opens up. Pretty deep storage space, 2 USB plugins, and I can actually run the sunshade when the car's running, of course. I can actually run the sunshade from the second row. Super handy, takes a little bit of load off of the driver. I also have my own display down here, which I'll go ahead and fire on here in a second. But another thing I want to show from the second row is these built-in sunshades. Super handy, stops you from getting those one-sided tans, and just helps keep you a little more comfortable. Another cool thing with the Aviator, you'll notice, there's no actual door handle here. So I put my thumb on this button, press, and open, which is pretty cool. Same thing with the actual door handle in the car itself. You'll notice this handle doesn't actually pull out. There's a little button here, you squeeze, pops open. Pretty handy, definitely adds to the premium feel. Now to fold these second row seats, you can pull this handle right here, folds the seat flat just like that. Lift it back up, you can do it with one hand. To get to the third row, you press this button right here. One touch, slides the seat forward, and I can actually put it forward a little bit more. Now, I'm 5'10", so we'll climb all the way back here. It's a little easier to do if you have both hands. And we'll fold up our headrest so it quits poking me in the back. Now again, I'm 5'10". These third row SUVs normally don't have a mountain room, but I can sit comfortably back here, and I have a pretty decent view, my own cup holder, and my own vent. Then to get out, press the same button, kicks it forward, squeeze the door handle up here. A little bit hard to show on camera with one hand. And we're gonna climb up to the front row, turn the car on, and go through a few other things. All right. Climb up to the front row. This is where all the fun stuff is. This is a reserve, so it's got all the goodies. First thing, like all aviators, push button start, put on the brake, gives you the welcome chime. Go ahead and clear that menu. And I am going to get the AC going because although we've had a little rain today, it's still a little warm out. So, a couple of things with the Aviator. Once my camera focuses up here. First things first, you'll probably reach to adjust your door or your seat, and you'll notice there's no buttons down here. That's because Lincoln puts them all up here on the door panel. This is the 24-way active motion seats. So, first things first, these two up here control your thigh extension. So if you watch these two seat bolsters here, I move those in and out, and I can extend or decrease both independently. Super handy for long drives, takes a little bit of strain off your legs. This big piece here is your normal forward, back, up, down. Then you'll notice this little rocker switch here. So that is actually for the side bolsters. So if I hit the little rocker switch, you'll notice these move in and out. A little bit tricky to show on camera with one hand while you're sitting in the seat, but definitely more comfortable, gives you a better support, better feeling of being held in. And then this top piece here is actually for the headrest. You'll notice moves in and out. Makes it a little easier to get your neck comfortable. And then down here on the side, 4-way power adjustable steering wheel, just like a lot of other Lincolns, super duper handy. Now, once you've got your seat all the way comfortable, one of my favorite tricks on the Aviator, come over here to this center display. Swipe to the left, swipe again, and you'll see a seats button. Tap seats, and you'll see driver, passenger. So I can actually go through the touchscreen and change where everything on my seat is in terms of how much lumbar support I've got, how much the bolsters hug me. Super comfortable. You can really fine tune how comfortable you want to be. And that's not even the best part. The best part is, of course, massage. So you press massage. I like, full recovery, and I like it on high. So basically, what's happening right now, and I'm going to turn it on the passenger side so we can see it a little bit better. Push massage. Press it again. Go on now. Anyway, you can see a little bit easier on the passenger side what is being adjusted, and then if I had someone sitting in the passenger seat, there are air chambers that inflate and deflate within the seat that give you basically a massage and reduces your driving fatigue. Moving back up to the front display, so there are a couple different menus you can see over here. Pretty clean though. First things first, tachometer on the right, speedometer on the tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right, fuel economy in the middle. Pretty easy. That display is actually controlled with these controls over here. So this little guy here toggles what's in the center of the screen once my camera focuses up. So I press it once. Tire pressures. Calm screen is basically blank, just kind of cuts out a lot of the noise. Press it again, I'll get my trip information one more time, and I'm back to fuel economy. You can leave that menu on whatever you like, but pretty nice that there is an option just to kind of clear up a bunch of the noise. Then you'll notice I have music, which I can swipe to the left, turn on or off. Shows up over here on the left side of the steering wheel. Audio, swipe up for navigation, and I can set a destination all off there. Pull down for settings, so I can see my oil life and those sorts of things. Swipe to the right for phone, which I'm not going to do now because I don't have a phone paired. Pretty handy. Left side of the steering wheel is all volume controls or audio controls as well. Once we get some focus going, swipe up or down, volume up or down, right or left for station forward and back, and then you've got your cruise control. So press this to turn your cruise control on, and then you'll notice all of these down here light up. So cruise off, cruise on. Quick little visual indicator. Now these look like buttons, but they're not actually. It's actually on the back of the steering wheel. So you press these in. Pretty easy. Set your cruise, plus or minus. And then on this side of the steering wheel, you have your more advanced stuff, your driver aids. So cancel, pretty self-explanatory. This one is for adaptive cruise control. You can increase and decrease your follow distance, which shows underneath the speedometer there. So as I tap that, toggles it to the longest follow distance and then shortens it up. And then behind, or right above that, we have lane centering. So you have your normal lane keep, which is almost always on. You can fine tune that. Once you set your adaptive cruise here, set this on. Car won't drive itself, but it'll pretty much guide you down the middle of the lane, make it pretty easy. A couple other functions on the front, or up here on the Aviator. These are a couple of your driver assists as well. Specifically this button, if you press that, brings you up here to driver assistance on here. Auto hold on off, auto start stop on off. If you press additional settings, we can really fine tune everything. You can set the delay to the rear camera, how aggressive your hill keep is, if the car will warn you, if it notices you're getting drowsy, that's what the driver alert is. Really cool stuff that you can fine tune. Let me know if you guys want to see a little more in-depth breakdown of me talking through all of those things. Back to the home screen here, you just get to with that button. Brings you to your nav, audio, and phone. Back down here, this is the auto park button. It does work. It's a little bit scary of a feature. Tricky to show off, but that's something I could talk about a little bit more. I find it's generally easier just to park the car yourself or one of the easy ways to do that is push this camera button here. Excellent 360-degree camera. So you'll notice this is out the front of the car because we're in park, and then obviously 360 view here. These are your park sensors on and off. If I push these three lines up here, I can zoom in just the front, gives me the whole screen. And then this is out the nose of the car and off both mirrors facing forward. When you're in reverse, same menus will show up, just facing backwards. So if I put the car into reverse real quick, camera obviously auto comes on. I can see that pull there, same options up there. To get out of the camera, we go into park. If you're forward facing, you just push this camera button again. This is the Sync 3 screen, which is pretty common across most of Ford and Lincoln's lineup. Super easy to use. Audio. Definitely has good sound. There's actually even a demo you can use. You go into settings and then go into general. Oh, I apologize. I'm messed up. So I've got the sound muted, but if you go, I turn this on quietly, sound, and then play Revel Experience. I won't do it over to the camera just because you really do need to be in the car to experience the Revel Ultima sound system. I think it's got 28 speakers, and it's really a killer sound system. So the next time you get in a Lincoln Aviator, make sure you try out the Revel Experience. Some other cool things you can do in here. All your climate controls are down here. I've been enjoying these ventilated seats. There are heated seats, of course, when it's cold out, heated steering wheel. This has tri-zone control, so I can do driver's side, passenger side, and then rear. That screen I showed in the second row, you can actually lock and unlock that and let the rear seat passengers control their temperature back there. Beyond that, we've got a couple of little cubby holes here. First one, good size for a phone. Got a couple charge cables ports in there, and then cup holders and another little storage spot there. Pretty handy, easy to cover up to if you want to avoid the clutter or just make it look a little cleaner. Big center console, handles right here to open. So you'll notice this is decently deep. You've got a little charge 12 volt in there that covers up easy, and then this little tray you can keep things in as well. Close this nice and solid. Super nice materials. This is all trimmed in leather, so is the center console. Wood finish here. You know, Lincoln definitely builds a really nice car in that sense. There's also the Lincoln Way app I'd like to talk about a little bit more. Free forever, super cool mobile app. lock, unlock, remote start, and lets you earn points similar to a credit card. That might be something I cover. I want to do a Lincoln ownership benefits video one of these days. Let me know if information like that is helpful as well. But I think I'm going to round out the video here on the Lincoln Aviator. Let me know if this is helpful. I appreciate everybody watching, and thank you for your time. Dane Hansen, Jungie, Lincoln, Volvo, Mazda.